Well, hello, Kingston. Welcome back. Hope you guys are all doing well, and thank you so much for joining me for another glorious battle. This is another battle from the tournament. This is the Templars versus XW clan back on Pomerania 2. We've seen a couple fights already on this battlefield. Hopefully, well, I'm expecting something different. You never know. They may try the same tactics, but obviously we've seen what does and doesn't work on this. On the French side, we do have in the front a 9-point France-Flanders and a 9-point France-Italy. He's kind of split his forces. One side has gone towards his LOC here and in the town. The other side is kind of pushed up by itself for now. Obviously going to be meeting up with the coalition here. In the back, we have a 6-point Tyrol and a 11-point France-Russia center, which is rolling down this right road here. And as you can see, a lot of LOCs already been taken. So this may turn into an LOC fight very rapidly here. Now, going up against the French, we have the HRE. We have the UK Suvorov faction as well. Excuse me, got a hiccup there. As well as Prussia here. And in the back, we have a UK, Portugal, Spain faction. So a lot of UK in this field today. A lot of large factions with the HRE and Prussia. And we'll see what the French can do. They do have a couple crosshaires, especially on this right side. You can see, where are they? There's carabiniers and crosshaires on the right, and there is, I believe, one crosshair over here on the left. Yeah, right there. So not tons of cav, but they do have cavalry to be able to support themselves. You can see already some light infantry shooting, kind of giving the HRE cav a volley to make them fall back. These sappers did push up and drop some stakes here. And the thing about this battle, guys, is whoever starts on this side gets to this middle LOC first. Usually the fight rolls around this area and is very vicious. It looks like the French have not been as aggressive this time as to pushing up to the LOC, and quite honestly, that kind of ruined their push before, just because the LOC is a beautiful place where the defenders get to just hold out. They can almost enground themselves in between the windmill and the LOC, and then just using the forest just kind of stretch their flanks out. And they have plenty of roads for reserves to push up here. Now, as you can see, I'm sure that the French players are noticing that there is another UK. Also, we have some volleys here. The French getting volleyed by some Russian and UK soldiers, and they are falling back after receiving a small volley. Just lost a couple men. Does not like that. We have artillery firing. Oh, the humanity. They really gave this poor 60-second. They just got obliterated by artillery. What I was saying, though, is the other UK player is pushing over here, so we have 3 factions on this side versus the HRE on this side. I'm curious what they're going to do. 6-point Tyrol. Looks like they're maybe going to move in this direction. They are moving down this road. You do have 11-point France also pushing down here, so France, Italy is going to have to be very cautious. I mean, that's probably why he fell back. He was probably going to try testing the waters and attacking. Definitely not a good idea now, as you know, potentially he could be taking on 3 armies. Prussia is coming up probably pretty fast, and we're already starting to see the beginnings of the Prussians. And that's going to spell trouble. Let's see how. I'm curious if the coalition is just going to mass up here. Maybe they'll push up, attack France, maybe try to isolate them before you know, they get reinforcements on the right flank. As they are, I mean, thankfully 11-point France almost there. This 9-point France-Italy has some artillery set up, some 8-pounders who can maybe help. Now the Prussians maybe try to push around this hill. That's what I would do as Prussia. If I'm going to attack the side, I'd push over this hill so as to avoid artillery fire and make it more difficult for the French to form up to meet you. Plus, you can take the high ground right here, and it would be perfect. They do have their cavalry already over here. They set up, they have the high ground, they can push down the hill towards France. France, of course, I will be rushing over as many troops as possible to defend this side. Granted, of course, don't abandon your center. It's hard to tell without scouting light cav. It's hard to tell where exactly, you know, the coalition is planning on attacking. I hear a lot of drumming over here, though. But it looks like the Prussians may be marching the other way. We will see. Both sides are just firing artillery at each other. Oh, we do have some HRE pushing out of the tree line, and they are getting volleyed, so they're definitely going to fall back. That is not an ideal situation for them. Look at some artillery firing. I think that's friendly artillery from up in this hill, though. So France needs to be careful where they're firing their guns. And you can see the French have taken over this LOC on their right flank, or left flank, sorry. Their left flank. So they have kind of anchored their LOC, or their whole line of communications. They've kind of pushed out a forward scouting party on this side. Man, they are just killing their own troops. That is not very nice, France. What did they ever do to you? They need to watch their artillery. It's killing their own men. I'm still keeping an eye on this because I'm sure they're gonna do something. I hear drumming over here. We may have a potential flank. If they can get up in this hill, they can push the French flank. I'd be concerned if I was France, Italy at the moment. I mean, yeah, you see Prussia's marching in this direction. Oh man, are they gonna go for like a huge flank? Thankfully, 11-point France is getting up to the front lines here. They're pushed up as fast as possible. 6-point Tyrol getting up to the front as well. Both sides haven't really done a whole lot. HRE is gonna have a very large responsibility of holding this flank, just in case 6-point Tyrol joins Flanders. They could push up here. That is a high possibility. You never truly know. Look at this. We have the UK shifting over. Oh, everything's shifting over. This is bad. France notices it, though. You can see they are shifting over as well. Way to keep their eye on the field, you know? Keeping your eye and noticing that, you know, they have troops they have taken this LOC. But, like, yeah, noticing that the enemies are shifting over in quite a concentrated mass. Is shifting over here. Thankfully, 11-point France is here, but he is mobilizing all of his forces. So they are reading the battlefield quite well, in my opinion. They do have some forward units. We have some chasseurs of the guard. Looks like some more chasseurs. Ooh, the 16th line of infantry, the 30th, 62nd, all shifting over to this grove here. We do have some cavalry that was probably ordered to go scout to see what they can see, and behold, the Prussians and the UK. So, yeah, they are pushing this flank quite hard here, and this is going to be a problem. Because also now the center is totally gone. I mean, they have a huge space, and the French line is so far back. Probably intentionally so they can readjust if the enemy does push in. If Suvrov UK try to push up the attack, although they probably, this whole right side is probably just going to stay put and let the left side push the attack. I'm surprised the French are trying to get up on this hill. I mean, they are. I should say they are trying to get up on this hill. They're running some troops forward here. So they're trying to establish a foothold before the Prussians get in position. I don't think they have enough. It's the whole Prussian army. At this point, I wouldn't be rushing troops forward. Prussia is forming up already. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Prussia's gonna get the first volley. Oh, I need to check. I apologize. So if your sound is glitching out, switch the sound channels to this, and you get better sound anyway. Oh my goodness, look at the Prussian cav. They have so much heavy cav. This is gonna be rough for the French. So much heavy cav. All on the hill, just staring down the French army as they're trying to push up. Oof. The French probably are going to be driven out of this grove pretty fast. It's 2 against an army. What can you do, you know? And the UK are on the flank. I mean, what is France trying to do here? Let's try to figure out what their plan is here. So we have France 11 point. Okay, and 6-point Tyrol is shifting over here as well. So everything is getting shifted over. France, a 9-pointer. No, is this is an 11-point France, I'm assuming. Yeah, 11-point France looks like they are trying to set up a forward line. They have reserves, and they're pushing over more troops. You can see 9-point France, they have Grenadiers, line infantry, and they're pushing up far to this flank here. Oh man, these Chasseurs Garde, they are bold. They're walking right in front of the army, of the enemy army. France falling back in that grove. They're getting driven back quite quickly here, but I think they may have delayed the Prussian army just enough so that Russia center can form up.
Sir, our general is under attack.
Who's general? Where's the general? Oh, there he is. Oh wow, artillery. Oh, never mind, not artillery. Oh, they have the Carabiniers. Look at these guys go. I love the uniforms. The gold, it just looks amazing. More and more troops are rolling up here. France is going for a flank though. You see this? They're pushing up at least 8 infantry, if not more, to this flank, plus the combat general. The UK pushing forward here, trying to get as aggressive as possible. Oh, France. They need to be careful. They're shooting themselves upon shooting themselves. They're probably going to reform here. I mean, yeah, at least the coalition is being wise, and they are just being extremely aggressive here. Like, extremely. Tyrol, 6-point France Tyrol is getting there as quickly as possible. All the reserves, all the reinforcements. Artillery is hitting this French line, though. So, Suvorov UK trying to do their best to inflict as many losses as possible. We do have artillery set up on this side, an 8-pounder. So, you know, both sides are still trying to inflict as many losses. And the French are trying to hold. Maybe trying to push up a flank. It is going to get shot at by the UK, who are shifting over more and more forces here. They have the high ground. They have some really good quality UK troops as well here. And they are going straight at the enemy. Now, this looks very good right now for the coalition. At the same time, though, there's so much French on their flank. Where's their defense for that? How many forces do they have on the flank? They have 3. They have a Portuguese unit and 2 more. Maybe they have more in the back. I hear some drums, so maybe they're shifting over the rest of their army. But they seem to be going really, really far into this line without, like, even worrying about their flank, even though there's a bunch of infantry right here. And France doesn't seem too concerned about their center right now. HRE still haven't done anything. Who knows? Maybe the HRE are shifting over as well. I mean, everybody's angling over this direction. You can see even this 9-point Flanders has even shifted troops all the way over here. The HRE may attack this LOC, be able to take it, but, you know, obviously the heat of battle is on this side. And here we go. We see a lot more French troops pushing over to defend that flank. That is a huge concern. They are keep throwing troops into the front lines. Man, they got a lot of troops fighting, but the French actually have a good ring around them at the moment. Oh, do we have the UK Suvorov pushing up as well? 6-point Tyrol may have to throw troops in to hold this part of the line, because Prussia is really caving in the French on this left flank, or kind of almost the center of the line. France is just totally ignoring the UK and actually going to force a lot of the UK to fall back. And they are just shifting everything like a conveyor belt. It just keeps peeling off, dropping units, dropping units. The UK aren't going to have as many as the French, and they eventually will have to stop. Look how far they've strung out the coalition now. Looks like the artillery, they want to set up their artillery first, but they're falling back in the center. The UK definitely are doing a good job of chewing them up. Yeah, this isn't looking too great for the Imperials right now. It's really not. And it's very obvious where the fighting is happening, and both sides seem to be channeling all their forces in one direction. We'll see how well the French do against Suvorov. who's now going to engage this line, back up maybe the Prussians as they make a push. So let's protect Prussia from, you know, being flanked. Oh, we have some cav break, probably just all that line of infantry firing. But they do have artillery set up, and they got a good field of fire. And 11-point France has very large units that can easily hold here. I'm not sure why they are pushing so many forces way back here. I'm not sure why. I wish I knew what their plan was. I wish I could hear what they were thinking. So I think they could be using these forces to attack the corner of the UK line. Granted, there's a lot of heavy calves sitting back to engage them, but they do have a beautiful flank that is set up. Trilliers, all their elite infantry. Look at this. These guys are ready, and they will start inflicting some heavy losses. They outnumber.
Building has fallen to the enemy.
They outnumber the coalition on this right flank. They have cavalry. The center, we'll see. I hope they get to grips here. 6-point Tyrone may actually be. Oh, hold that thought. We have a cav charge. Yes, some sappers throw up some spikes, but 6-point Tyrone is getting hit pretty hard here. And he doesn't have any squares. He's probably going to have to fall back. And this grove is just a problem spot for this French army. They are having to basically throw up. They have a lot of reserves, thankfully, but they're really going to have to throw up their infantry and hold this corner. They could almost, and this is just me thinking out loud, they could almost like push the line back and hold right next to the LOC to give the LOC the extra, you know, to be able to shoot through the LOC and hit them. But we'll see what they do. France just rolling for this LOC. I think they plan on holding this LOC as well as the other ones, and they have more LOCs than the Imperial or the Coalition. Now we are having the HRE attack as well, so they are attacking along this French line. This is basically it, guys. The whole fight, as you can see, it's like a big old the battle of the fish hook, man. At the very end is the LOC, which is like the worm of sorts. Oh man, the coalition seems to have a lot more troops now on this flank. This looks like the Coldstream Guard. That is bad. The French need to push up, sneak some troops up here and start pecking away at the flank, because you can see even the center for the Imperials is going terribly. I mean, this artillery crew is basically taking all of the bullets, and they are gonna start dropping fast. We may have the French falling back their right flank. Over in the center here, Prussia has kind of stopped. Man, they should be pushing up here. Look at this. These troops aren't even being engaged. They can start pushing up and trying to hit the flanks. I mean, their artillery is fine, but they can push up like right here and fire directly on this side. Oh, here it does look like, yep, Suvorov and France both engaging. In the Grove, 6-point Tyrol holding bravely. They have their work cut out for them. They have reserves. And then tons of reserves sitting back here. They're doing pretty well with keeping a good, you know, backup lines in case something does go south. France going for this LOC. Who are they engaging? That's some pretty good quality UK line infantry. I don't know how well that'll go, but they have some reserves. And the rest are now going to roll up here.
Our men are running, sir.
Okay, who's running? Oh, the artillery is running. That 6-pounder has finally been broken. The French have still reserves here. You can see, yep, they are doing exactly that right thing, is sitting on the flank, picking away at it. The HRE are attacking as well, so I said both sides are coordinating quite well. Man, look at this, though. I know it's going to be a little laggy, maybe, but it goes all the way over that hill and all along here. It's just, man. This is something French could utilize here. They have more numbers. They may not have good quality, but they have more numbers. They could be pushing up these flanks pushing up this whole side. They need to get more aggressive, I think, over here. They have a lot of French troops pushing up. They have all this line that could be swinging in here and engaging. This line could be swinging up, engaging. Start pressuring that flank because you're going to lose your center. Eventually, you will not win the center. In the very end, it is going to break. It is very undermanned. It has way less troops than the coalition does. This artillery is probably going to start making a dent on Prussia, though. You can see, man, they are taking some losses. But they are holding strong right now, and they are still returning fire. Oh, do we have some cavalry making a move? Yes, we do. Cavalry charging in. These guys can't form a square. They are screwed. Well placed on the cav charge. And then we have more Kazakis now charging in. Look out, we have more Prussian cav hovering, waiting. These Dragoons probably gonna have to defend the artillery. Dragoons charging in. They're gonna sandwich these heavies. Oh, here we go, though. Oh, the cav is charging them. Oh, yeah, the coalition is just going for the throat. Over here on this side as well, they're charging in. These guys got bayonet charged, and the cav is trying to make a dent here. France is looking a little rough. These are looking very rough for France right now. France is trying to hold. They could swing this whole flank in and try collapsing, like closing a dome around this whole HRE push. Over on this side, you see Prussian cavalry as well as UK infantry going in for the kill on the center for France. And it looks grim here. They need to start forming some squares. Oh my gosh, the whole center has broken. The entire center has broken. Prussia got quite a beautiful charge here. France really has to push this flank here. I mean, their whole flank is just getting crumbled now. This cavalry is going to hit a square, but the line infantry are going to push up. They can probably volley that square into oblivion. France over on this side is finally beating back that Prussian cav. That Prussian cav, though, got its worth. Over here, actually, things like France may have broken that HRE charge. And the HRE actually maybe pushing themselves into a bit of a bowl shape, which is a bad thing for them. They're going to be surrounded on all sides. I hear some cav charging. There's some calves sitting way back here. They could push that forward.
Our men are running, sir.
Oh, the HRE sneakily got a charge while they're distracting. Got all of the French artillery over here. But honestly, that side's not as important. This is the side that's hugely important. Some French cav charged in on a counterattack. Got beaten back by some squares. Oh my goodness, this is, the French are split in two. They did capture this LOC, so they have LOC victory. They just got to hold on now. But they have been split in two pieces. The coalition split a hole directly down and then pushed the flanks and has made it quite messy. Let's see if the coalition can capitalize on this or if the French are going to get to be able to throw up their reserves in time. Over on this side, oh my gosh. A lot of cavalry here going in now. We have some some dragoons who are going to try to save the day here as their line is wavering against these HRE heavy cav. Oh wow, the HRE are actually getting broken as France. Ooh, artillery throwing a beautiful charge in there. Oh, we have some cav going for the guns. Never mind, they're gonna go for infantry. Oh, can France clutch this out? Can France hold? I don't think France is gonna hold. They are breaking here. We have some cavalry, though, charging in against the HRE heavy cav, but the French, they got the dragoons still in there trying to hold the line. They need to pull back, try to reform. They can still try to beat back the HRE. Things aren't looking too good for the French at all. The French have that flank, but I really think if France hadn't pushed all the infantry across its LOC, if they had just pushed through the forest to the flank here and pushed the UK while they had the numbers, because they did not have quality, they definitely had the numbers, they could have won. And now they're going to try, but they're going against Coldstream Guard. You cannot. One does not simply run point blank at the UK and not take heavy losses.
Our men are running.
You can't do it that easily. And these guys are just destroying the French. And these guys are walking into the meat grinder. And that's 2 infantry that are just broken immediately. Probably 3, honestly. I think this is going to be a victory for the coalition, unless the French manage to hold their LOCs. That's what my prediction is at this point in time. And honestly, I would, if I was the coalition, I wouldn't even be trying to engage right here. I would just be falling back, waiting for the UK to finish off the rest of the French. But France is not really managing their numbers very well. Look at this. These guys are so low. So the UK are pretty low, like numbers wise. Their infantry are getting very depleted, but they are still pushing. And the French are still falling back. So things are still looking good for them. The Prussians still have cavalry up. Don't know where the rest of their line infantry is. Actually, don't see any of it. I see a general. In 6-point tie roll, they suffered a bit of a loss, but they managed to hold it off. Like, they did an excellent job of holding off that attack, and they actually look like they'd be trying to put some pressure on UK Suvorov. The HRE just are gone. I don't know, they must have fallen back. Maybe they're concerned about LOCs. In fact, the coalition is falling back on all fronts. I'm not sure what's going on here. I don't know why. It seemed like the attack was going so well for them, but I know they took some losses during their attack. The UK, oh man, the UK are actually starting to get outnumbered here. They're gonna lose their initiative. They were doing so well. The Prussians need to get their cav over here and help out the UK. The French are managing to clutch this out a little bit. They have such good units, some trilliers left, and a lot of them. They're just out shooting the coalition. This Coldstream Guards has their work cut out for them. I'm surprised the French aren't pushing these units maybe over here to hit the Prussians, but yeah, oh my goodness, they are totally falling back. The French, just as they were maybe about to lose, and now to commit like the last reserves and throw up a defensive line rapidly, they are actually not having to fight. The coalition is falling back. Now, potentially that is because they are not liking the fact that they don't have enough LOCs at this point, and they want to make sure to consolidate their LOCs. Because right now, the French have this LOC way back here, and the UK is basically holding against 9 and 11-point France. And they're going to hold for quite some time. I think they will lose unless they get reinforcements eventually. That is what I think. Is this the general? Oh, they brought Wellington. Old Nosy. There he is. Sir Arthur Wellington. Russia still has their heavy cav though, so they can still do something with it. I mean, these units are too small to form square anyway. I'm surprised they aren't going to try charging in and breaking that so that the UK doesn't have a whole front to face. But now there is even a bigger problem for the coalition. They are about to, the UK here is about to just it's not even going to be that much. It looks like only 4 units, but France is pushing units down this road here to chip away at the back line of the UK, who are probably the biggest threat on this battlefield right now. And quite honestly, I'm surprised the UK are not trying to just move and get out of there. At this point, they are going to get sandwiched between the French. They have nothing really defending the back except for some cavalry. This cav, I mean, it's a very large cav unit, but it's not doing anything, and it can't do everything against, the French. They don't have squares, though. And, yeah, Prussia, this is why Prussia is, oh, man, yeah. Prussia is defending the UK line. In fact, they have infantry pushing over to defend as well. So they are trying their best. We do have some cavalry. Oh, do we have carabiniers and line infantry? So, oh my goodness, France is committing a all-out attack. They are going in. It is up to them now to break the UK. And I think they are actually doing it. They have closed into melee. Prussia is rushing forward their heavies to defend this line, but I mean the UK center is almost totally shattered. And more cavalry across the air is now going to go in. I mean, France is going to take some losses here, definitely. But the Prussians have a morale debuff just because there's routing UK forces. In the UK, they need some cav, which thankfully Prussia is there to save them. But Tyrol is coming in, and I don't think Prussia has enough forces to defend that. Yep, and the coalition seems to have broken up. They're going to lose all, Prussia's going to lose all their cav, unfortunately. UK is going to try to do their best to hold, and these heavies are doing a beautiful job of holding, but they're probably about to break here. And, yep, there goes France. They're pushing down the UK. They are trapped next to the sea, so their back is to the ocean, or this river, technically. Oh, that's rough. That is rough stuff. I really, man, I thought the coalition had it. I really did. I was wrong. I was saying that the coalition probably has this. I spoke way too soon on the outcome of this fight. France, do never look down on a French army that still has heavies and still has grenadiers. So France threw in their carabiniers and their cuirassiers, and you can see they're still in the fight here. Arthur Wellington,
The men are fatigued, sir. Must rest.
Wellington's trying to get himself out of there, but he is definitely in very, very grave danger. Now Prussia is kind of being entrapped, and the rest of UK, Suvorov, and HRE are going to just probably do a last desperate stand. There's nothing else they really can do. At this point, I mean, they have lost the battle. There's some Coulter guards who are still out. France is trying to run them down. Some probably exhausted units. And oh, there's Sir Arthur Wellington. He's gonna go out with a fight here, I hope. His men are defending him so he can get himself out of there. Oh, let's get the shot. Nope, he's gonna keep running away.
Our men are running, sir.
Oh, Sir Arthur, routing the units that were trying to defeat him. He is crazy. Very brave. Now he is gonna keep retreating, although he may be wavering already.
Orders understood.
Elite Coldstream Guard holding. The Prussians are gonna fall back with everything they got. They got the Prussian general here. It's such a pity that, you know, that the whole, I'm not sure what broke. I'm not sure what caused them to break. Maybe that cav, maybe how much cav Prussia brought versus how much infantry they brought. They had a very long line, but it began to get torn down pretty fast. And the UK just were fighting along this huge front here. And that may have been their undoing. They may have been just so stretched thin they weren't able to do anything. Oh. Well, again, we have Wellesley. France probably really wants to kill him. Probably like, no, Wellington must die. So it's just a retreating battle. Prussia's gonna sacrifice troops. Just let the troops get away. Maybe. And the HRE, I don't know how big of an army they brought either. I don't even know what point this is. We'll hopefully see, but it felt like they were not the biggest, and these are like, what, HRE and Austrians. But they feel like they didn't have as big of a...
Men are fatigued, sir, and must rest
I'm
awhile.
not sure what's happening here. Ah, they killed old Wellington. And there he lies. He has died in the battlefield, and so erased the shame of his defeat. Alright, it's just a retreating battle, guys. I'm just gonna fast forward here. The rest of looks like Suva. Oh my goodness, hold on. Look at this. You have the troops here marching down, then whoosh, like through the tree line. Just so many French troops pouring over.
Our men are running, sir.
And the thing is, UK Suvorov had a lot of troops left. They have quite a lot of troops left. So I'm not sure why they called it a retreat, unless they just realized they weren't going to make it and they wanted to, you know, try to have a last stand elsewhere. Maybe try to break the French piecemeal. Either way, we have a cab charge here. Some cuirassiers charging into the Russian line infantry. Buying time so France can get more troops along this flank to hold off the Suvorov tidal wave of sorts that is pushing over. Yeah, now line of cheer getting thrown in. They're basically almost ambushing the columns of the UK Suvorov faction here. Ooh, beautiful volley. Oh, wow.
Our men are running, sir.
That crosshair just got obliterated. That was rough. But still, France is definitely here, and oh, they are going in on multiple fronts here. Don't be rash. France is maybe getting a little rash here. Same time, though, they are charging in some of their elite infantry. And the UK trying to defend their flank, but they're fighting a losing battle over here. Russians into the back line, being a rear guard, getting charged by line infantry. It's a constant falling back. They should have bayonet charge right here.
Our men are running, sir.
Oof. I mean, they're definitely inflicting a lot of losses on the French still, even with, you know, a desperation. Another general has been slain. The Prussian general, and now comes the final weight of the French army. I mean, there's one or two, you know, there's some units over here holding. I don't know if the French are even going to attack them. They're just going to hold LOCs. They just got to be careful because, you know, these guys could go and cap a couple LOCs with, you know, the last 20 minutes almost of this fight. And if they let the coalition sit here and shoot them, especially as fresh as UK Suvorov is, it still is a dangerous thing for them. So the French do have some troops over here that are going to peel off to deal with the remainder of the Suvorov HRE. The UK that are over there, the rest are going to attack this rear flank here. And oh, they got a back charge. This massive HRE line infantry. But they need some backup, it looks like. Man, look at the UK. They're out shooting the French so easily here. Like, the French are not going to easily walk out of this without taking heavy losses. Now the reinforcements are going to roll back. Man, this unit is beast mode. They're just holding off so many line infantry here. It's crazy, but here comes 6-point tie roll for vengeance after the Prussian, infantry killed, or cavalry killed them. And this is the Coldstream Guard, I believe. Just every single one of their men is firing. And it looks like France is slowly but surely getting driven back a little bit here. They're going to try to probably hold around this LOC. And Suvorov's going to have an option. It looks like they have some Russians here, but they are going to get volleyed as they're trying to push up to the LOC. It's probably not a wise choice, but, I respect that they may have another choice at this point in time. And they're going to go in for the house. I'm not sure if you're allowed to do that when the infantry are going into a house. I'm not sure how that works. But they got a cav charge off as the UK was entering the house. More cavalry is running over, some heavies. Oh, here come the rest of the UK. And they're going to charge in here. Oh, no, that heavy weight. Look at that. And the cav is just going to cause a mass rout here. France pushing up here. The Coldstream Guard finally caught. They are fighting desperately against 2 line infantry. We have some sappers, I think, and just some line infantry, but more pushing up here. The UK keep repelling off the French, but the French just keep coming. They just keep pushing up here. And now the Carabiniers have broken them on this side. They're going to... they're getting shot in the flank, but they are probably going to try to hit this back line of Prussians. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful volley by the Prussians. And these Carabiniers are going to break. Look at how good this Coldstream Guard is, guys. Despite the fact that they're just... Basically, they've lost the battle. And they've lost so much. They are holding off so much. That's how good those guys are. Granted, they probably will break pretty soon here. You can't ask for miracles. And the UK going in for another bayonet charge. You have Messina still holding. Oh, here we go. From all sides, France is closing in from every side. This is it.
We have killed their generals.
A glorious last stand for the coalition after playing so well. I think it's deserved for them. They are making the French pay for every single unit that gets routed. Neither the Coldstream Guard finally breaking, but they broke at least two. They broke at least 4 units in the last 2 stands they made. But is over. They are now going to break. There's only a couple units left. We have the HRE who are marching out to bravely try and face the French here. They still have the artillery piece. And I'm happy to see on this map that the fighting doesn't always rage around this one LOC in the middle. It was over this whole hillside. It was an amazing fight. And the coalition had it for the longest time. I honestly do think that the numbers were against them. And eventually when they ran out of numbers and the French had just more numbers, their losses began to just skyrocket. And there's nothing they could do. Just nothing they can do. Now you can see French are gonna just establish LOC dominance. Now, fast forward here, I'm not even sure if they're gonna even fight over here. But yeah, if you guys you let me know what in the comments what you think was the undoing of the coalition on this battle. What caused them to lose? Was it more of like the builds that they brought could have been better, or do you think it was a you know, just the cards were against them as soon once they were fought, and the French just had better positioning and better, you know, troops in positions to inflict heavy casualties? All right, looks like we just have a couple volleys here, but like I said, the French have, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the LOCs, and unless the coalition gets some more of them, then it's not gonna matter. Oh, they have Napoleon Bonaparte on the field too. I didn't realize that. Old Boney versus Wellington. Look at him. He almost looks like he should have a unibrow right there. Last stand. Oh, we have troops going for LOCs. Uh-oh. The French are mobilizing some line of troops over to this side. What do they have in the house? That they maybe could hold. Artillery is tearing up this UK troop. I mean, they have 7 minutes and 44 seconds to take LOCs. The HRA are probably going to lose here. I'm going to fast forward here. So more French troops look like they are trying to push past this HRE line of tree, take this LOC. Yeah, they're trying to. This is such a large unit, the HRE. They're not going to win this fight, like the shootout. They're not going to win the shootout. They are going to go for melee, probably defeat this HRE. But yeah, we got more coalition going for the LOC. So maybe trying to take back an LOC and take a W LOC victory-wise. But of course, the French are going to take yet another LOC, so it's going to be over. They're gonna
kill their general, sir. Now they must break.
It looks like some cavalry in for the final kill here. And now they're gonna take this LOC, and then they will definitely have an LOC victory here. These troops probably gonna start routing as soon as they even go for the LOC. I don't know where they're going. Yeah, they took yet another one. So cheeky little bayonet charge there. Well placed. And that'll be it. I think.
Soon to be yours.
Yeah, that'll be it. Once they break this unit. What a good fight, though. I really enjoyed that fight. Like I said, I thought the coalition was winning for a little while there. Unfortunately, it didn't take the decisive victory finally. Was I think this UK broke, and then everything else fell apart once the UK player broke, unfortunately. You can see though the kills, my goodness, were so almost even here. Of course, this UK player did really well. I mean, Adam did really well with 1722. He got the most kills out of everybody. But everybody was basically at 1,000 or almost to 1,000. Like this was only 70-ish kills away from 1,000 kills. That's a very good game when everybody gets about 1,000 kills. You can tell everybody played very well. And you see the infantry, the Carabiniers did their work beautifully. The Grenadiers probably got some good melee kills. I'd imagine maybe they're just shooting, you know. But everybody but those Lancers and from these Grenadiers got some kills. These guys probably sat in an LLC. Even the General, Ney, even got 14 kills. Look at him. Like, he got some fun that day. All right, guys. Well, that is going to be it for me today. Thank you so much for joining me for this replay. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I always enjoy watching these. It makes them so much more fun when I know that people are going to see them and, you know, maybe have the same reaction I had, have a different reaction. But either way, I appreciate all the support, all the comments, and hear from you guys. So don't stop. That'll be it, guys. Like I said, you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and I will catch you all in another video.